So I grew up pretty much all of my life in New York. And then, of course, I went to Stevens for my undergrad and did my master's as well. My undergrad was in environmental engineering with a minor in green engineering, and my master's was in sustainability management. And then my job now, so after I finished my master's degree, which was last May, I took some time off. I made a choice. I took some time off and I did some traveling. I did my first solo backpacking trip. I went to Guatemala for a month, and then I spent a couple of weeks in Brazil for my sister's wedding. So I took that time off knowing that there was a risk that maybe I wouldn't be able to start a job immediately when I came back. Now, I did a lot of job applications before I left. And when I was there were times where I stressed and I reminded myself, even if it takes a few more months, like I will land a job. So once I came back from my travels, I was kind of hit with that reality of like, I don't have a job right now. And that was really hard for me for a couple of weeks. I was applying and I was kind of like dragging myself a little bit to apply to these jobs. And I don't know, one day I had this like turning point, this mental turning point where I was like, I am applying for jobs. I'm qualified. I have an engineering degree, I have a master's degree, and I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. At the time, I also took on a retail job just to kind of like keep myself busy and continue to pay my bills. There were a couple moments where it was hard, where I was like, I'm not working in what I want to be working in, but I kind of like pushed through. And I think that mentality of like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't make a wrong choice. I just made something that's different than the path that a lot of people end up taking. So once I kind of like hit that reality of like I'm doing okay, I think mentally it was a lot easier to continue applying for jobs, and I eventually landed one. So I got my job offer in December, and I'm working for a very small consulting company. They're actually based out of the Midwest. They're called Five Lakes Energy. And they do a lot of work around like the intersection of policy and environmentalism. And my official title is Industrial Decarbonization Consultant. So I work on sustainability initiatives on the industrial level, primarily in the Midwest. I've been there yeah, I started in January, so I've been there right around 2.5 months. I've learned so much, and I had not imagined myself going into this kind of position. But part of it is because I didn't know it existed. I think that's part of the job search is you're reading job titles and you're like, oh, this is a thing. And that was one of those cases where I was like, oh, this is a thing. And as they interviewed me, I asked them plenty of questions. I was basically interviewing them. And I found that it's been a really good fit for me.